How's you going, boys? Mike here. Welcome back to Grampie's workshop. I'm so glad you dropped in. It's always nice when I have visitors come to the shop. You can always sit down and chew the rag for a little bit. But not today, because I have a project. Reorganization of the shop. Can you believe that? That's a perpetual project, isn't it? Reorganizing the shop. Anybody who's got a shop knows that you get it all set up the way you like it, and the first thing you want to do is change it. Yeah. So that's what we're up to. On the mechanical side of the shop here, I've got some storage cubbies for nuts and bolts and screws and washers and you name it. I kind of store it over there, but it's kind of, you know, helter-skelter where everything is, and it's not really set up well. So what I'm going to try and do is reset it up. Let's go find out what I do. So on this side of the shop here, I've got a bunch of cubbies with some big size or bigger size little drawers in there, and I keep a lot of stuff in there, plumbing fittings and things like that. Up on top of that, I've got one of those little parts trays with a bunch of bins in that, and I keep some more plumbing fittings up there, spark plugs, things like that. And then on this side of the shop, I've got these cubbies here, and I got nuts and bolts, metric and standard, and then in this little thingy here, I've got screws and washers and spacers and light bulbs and wiggle nails and you name it, I got it there. And on this one here, I've got some more plumbing fixtures and self-tapping screws, sheet metal work, things like that. And then in this little one in the corner, I've got stake guns and shrink wrap, and I've got a whole bunch of you name it cluttered on the top here. And it's just well, it's just not working out. So what my plan is, I'm going to take this unit here, just the unit that has the red, blue and green divider thingies in it there, cubbies, and I'm going to take that off that wall, and then I'm going to take this unit down and I'm going to put that bigger unit in here. So now this should just come out just like that. And I think I need to take this ledge off because the new part's going to go right on there. So now we have to empty out this cubby. Okay, we can take this down now. Watch this. Okay, I got that off. Now I'm going to try to figure out a way to put her on the other wall, so let's watch this. Okay, for a bunch of different reasons, I've decided I'm going to raise this up to make it flush with this shelf. So I've already got that side up a little. So I put my spacers in here. Whoa, baby. Put a screw in it here. There, that feels better. And then secure the bottom. So it's up a little higher, but it's flush now with the shelf. Wait, I'll just show you. Well, just about flush with the shelf. Flush enough, right? Okay, so up on top here I have this, this used to be a shelf that would stick out. I'm not going to need this part, but I'm not going to bother cutting it off. But that'll give me a good backing at the back here to make sure that I don't lose anything down behind it. So I just have some 3/4 inch countersink screws and put them right in here. And that's just to keep the back of this from flopping down if I put anything in there. There, that holds that on there pretty good. And because it's almost 10 to Massey Ferguson 55, I think it's break time. So what I want to do now is I have a bunch of there's little plastic drawer cubbies. I'm going to put them on this wall now where I took that big piece down. So I'm going to put, I've got 4 of them, so I'm going to put 2 here and then 2 up above. So I put this cross brace in. I've got an old piece of OSB here that I'm going to put in this spot. Okay, we're going to put one right here. It won't quite be to the edge, but that's close enough for a test. I'm just going to put this clamp on it, just to hold it. And then this one is going to go up here. So I think that's a nice height up here, right? It's not too high, you should be able to see what's in there. And this is not too low. And there'll still be room up top for a shelf. And I think I'm going to put them over here, this to the left as far as they'll go. So that's what we're going to do, set up and put those on there. One down here. Alright, I think I got enough room here to store just about anything in Pictacani. Pretty solid. I don't think they're going to go anywhere else. I put a piece of 2x4 as a ledger underneath them, and I don't know if I'll leave the 2x4 there or not, but I think I will put a piece of, just a piece of, I don't know, pine or spruce or something across there just to hold it, give it a little bit more support. Some more changes. I decided that this little cubby, I'm going to put that back in here. I'm going to put it under the big one like this because my drill press is going to get relocated to the left further. So I'm going to put that in there. And to try to help hold that, I'm going to support it on a piece of 2-ply right here. In. Okay, now that I have that support under there, I'm going to take these 2 clamps off, take the shelf down because I have to build out a 3/4 inch spacer behind it to make it fit correctly. Okay, so this spacer is going to go right here. Okay, now I want to cut a piece. What I want to do is make a frame in here. So I'm going to cut a couple of those pieces to fit in there too. So I've got a piece cut here that I'd like to put right in here. By putting this piece, this shelf unit up here, I'm losing my shelf, and I really like to have that shelf. But I'm thinking over here, I might be able to do something with that shelf, move it down. I have to move the outlet, but the outlet's kind of in the way with this rag box anyhow. Along the bottom. that should hold that okay. Alright, so I got a nice bank now of cubbies over there, but I have to do some jiggling. I have to move my drill press to the left there a little bit, but that's okay. There should be room for that over there beside the welder. And I'm going to take the grinder. Actually, no. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reposition the drill press. I'm going to put the grinder where the drill press was. And here's another little wrinkle, another curveball coming. I'm going to take my drill press then, move it over here, and put it in this open spot, because I'm going to move my yellow table over under these cubbies, and then I'm going to take my toolbox and turn my toolbox sideways and put it next to the cubbies. Oh man, there's just one change leads to another. So the table is in underneath all the parts bins. I got my toolbox turned around, set up there against the table, and then I had room for my diesel space heater in the corner. And I think that's going to be alright. We'll see anyway. If it's not okay, we'll change it. Then I moved the drill press over here beside the workbench. So I think that's going to be alright. Good light there too to operate it. And then I put my grinder back in here beside these new cubbies that I added, or modified cubbies. And then my welder's there. So. Alright, over here, this is my shelf unit, so underneath it and just a little bit to the right here, there was an outlet right in here. And that was, well, was in the way. It was in the way of my rag box here, plus I want to build a shelf in there, so I'm going to move my outlet down to this stud here, just below the cubicle. And I like to put my U ground down, just because it sounds nice when you say it, U ground down, right? But I don't know that there's a standard for that. And then I put my cover back on it. Alright, there we have it. She's all back together and the power's on it and it works good. No shorts, no sparks. That's neat. Another thing I never mentioned, but because these are outlets in my shop here, and I plug like work tools into them that sometimes draw lots of current, like upwards of 15 amps, I have this wire with number 12 wire to these outlets, and they're fused, or the breaker is 20 amp breaker. Yeah. Okay, just making up a little shelf to go in here. So I cut that out of the old shelf, so that's going to fit in here. Something like that gives me room to open my rag box. And now I need to put a little brace under here to hold it. So we'll set this brace in place. So we've got our bracket braced on that side, so we put our shelf back in, so that'll be good. But I think we need something right there, so we'll just hold it about where it's supposed to go and put a mark in here. So then I've cut this other piece, put a couple of pilot holes in it, and we're going to screw this in place now on the mark that I laid out. Now we should be able to put our shelf in. And then I've got some smaller screws here I'm just going to use to hold the edges of it down. So now we can put some of our spray bottles in here. And we also have room, I hope. Yes. So that takes care of that, and I can still access my rag box, so life is good. So I've got starting to put parts in these cabinets. Got my toolbox set up there, got the drill press set there. Over on this side of the shop I've got my nuts and bolts and a few plumbing fixtures, fittings and whatnot in here, and some more storage down there, and my fluids and cleaning supplies. So the shop's been reorganized. Is it any better? Well, that remains to be seen. At least I have places now to set up my little storage cubbies. So I've got lots of room for expansion here. So that's going to be good. I like it anyway. There you go, shop organization. Another job done. Yeah, like that'll ever happen. No, you never ever get organized, that's for sure. You get squared away for a little while, but you'll never get organized. Anyways, I hope maybe this inspired you with the little changes I made here in my shop. You know, it was quite a mess to start with, but I kind of got it cleared up now, and I got lots more places to put stuff. So that's what I was after. I had a bunch of these little storage cubby thingies, and now I got those mounted, and I can put parts in there and find them again. That's the key. Anyways, I hope you like this. Hey, if you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm so glad you dropped by. I love it when new people drop by the shop. Don't forget to leave me a comment. And for my regular viewers, thanks a million for all the watch time you give the channel and all your support. I sure appreciate that too. Thumbs up me, everyone. Leave me some comments. Stay safe. Have a great week. We'll talk to you soon.